Alright, so this is the last video in our cover series, and we are going to be looking at our activity detectors in this one, and also a pressure valve. Now, pressure valve is something that probably should have went in with the other fluid covers, but it's kind of special, so I wanted to show it in this one with the more advanced covers. Now, I have hydrogen in here, and if I take this tank out of here, we put this one over here. Now, it is going to fill up this pipe with hydrogen. Now, I'm going to put one of these here. We're going to put this pressure valve on there. You'll hear that it is making no noise because there is nothing inside of this pipe. But if we take this off of here and we put it onto this pipe, you'll hear a hissing sound. Now what that is doing is it is releasing that hydrogen into the air because the pipe is full. It'll only do it if the pipe is full. Now, one thing you can use this for is if you put a pipe over top of it, that will make only the excess that can't be put into an adjacent pipe into that pipe. So this will be used for like an overflow valve if you wanted it to be. Now you can also use it if you just have way too much of a said gas and you just want to avoid it and you don't want to use a trash can. This is very nice for early game like steam setups. If you want to make sure that a machine or a boiler doesn't blow up because you have too much steam in it, you can use one of these pressure valves to release that steam. You can also use it like I was using there for things like hydrogen and oxygen that you will have lots of. So say you were using our electrolyzer here to make hydrogen and oxygen, but for the setup that you're currently running, you only need the oxygen. You could then use with a fluid filter that would only allow that fluid to go that direction, void the one that you did not need. And then you would only have the one that you did left. Now, the other ones we have here are for machines, and they will tell you what the machine is doing via redstone. So this is a running detector, a possible detector, a progress sensor, a success detector, and a processing detector. So this one will tell you if the machine is running. So if we hook this up here, my wire cutters here, hook that up, you'll see that there is no redstone on it currently. And if we connect that and we put this in, you will see that you now have a redstone signal. Let's turn these noisy guys off while we're trying to work here. So if you needed to know if the machine is running or not, that would tell you. Now, you can also detect if it is running if it doesn't have a recipe in it. This machine is doing absolutely nothing right now, but it is still running because we have power hooked to it and we don't have a machine switch on it to shut it off. So that is what makes this one very different from the processing, which will tell you if it is actually processing something. So with this one, we'll connect it up. We have no signal because it is not processing anything. We will put this in here, and now you'll see the redstone running. And if we take this off and the machine is running, but it is not processing, then it is not lit. So that is your difference between those two sensors. Now the success one will give you a redstone signal if there is a successful process done. So therefore, if we put this in now, it will flash whenever that gets done. And pop that back off. It's out for a minute. Then you have your progress sensor, which you really need multiple stages of redstone and a slower machine for this one. And it will give you redstone via the progress that the machine has done. And then we will look at possible. This one will tell you if it is possible to run, which right now it does not have the proper item inside of it. So therefore, it is not possible. We're going to put the item in. It now has the proper item. So this recipe is ready to run, and will do so if it is given the correct power. It is still possible, but it doesn't have power. But if we pull this item out, now it is not, so it can't. So that is the progress sensors. They all have different modes that can be toggled. And just like other ones, you can use the redstone, or I use redstone to make my magnifying glass. You can also use the magnifying glass to check and see what they are set to. With the other ones, remember you can use a screwdriver or a wire cutter to change their states. So this one is false or true, and this one is strong or weak. And each one of them have their own set of things that can be set, most of them being the same as that one there. And I have set up many different systems using these different sensors together or separately. And with all the different sensors covers that Greg has added, there is very large, very complex systems that can be set up. We will be hopefully showing off one of them that we did over at GT6 soon, over at the spawn base, when I can get the person that set it up that knows how it works to be able to get in voice and explain it a little better than I would. I will be putting out a video just for showing that off and showing how these different covers can be used together. You can also look at our titanium tutorial, where you will see a redstone cover and one of these progress covers used together to make the igniter ignite the titanium setup to run. So that is it for today, and this cover series is now complete. If there's anything you feel I have missed, let me know, and I'll make sure to make an addendum. But this should help anybody in setting up a factory of their own and being able to control what goes where and when it does so. And like I said in the last one, we will be working on sensors next, which are pretty close to covers, but not quite the same thing. And we'll get into that when we get there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. As usual, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Stop by our Discord. Somebody will be happy to answer your questions. And you have a great